Hello, beautiful friends. This is Erika here to do an energy update and a look at the week ahead for the collective divine feminine and the divine masculine and what's going on in the collective consciousness and the awakening process. So, we're going to be taking a look today at what's upcoming for the next week. We're going to look at the overall themes, both for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. What are the themes coming up for them this week? We're going to look at what's going on in their outer worlds and their inner worlds this week. We're also going to take a look at what's shifting. We're going to take a look at what is important to be on the lookout for. So, even though those of you that have been around here, you know my readings are intended to be timeless, meaning whenever you come across this video and the message resonates, no matter when I've recorded it, that's Spirit's way of bringing you the messages when it is intended for you. Now, but I know I have so many of my viewers and my clients. You guys are all kind of on the leading edge, on the precipice here. And so I wanted to bring you this reading as a way for you to look out for the themes this week. And as I hear a lot in my channeled guidance sessions with the archangels, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And that is not necessarily to say anything negative. It's just having an awareness about what may be coming up for you so that we can preempt potential triggers. We can understand, what's going on, what to be on the lookout for, so that we know how to navigate it, okay? It's just a way to see what's in the energies and what could be coming up. And of course, not everything's going to apply to everybody. But I'm doing this video today as basically, I've not done this type of video before, but I felt really called to do it, as so many of you guys are watching all these videos, really right there resonating. So I wanted to give you something to look forward to for the week. So before I get started, really quickly, I recently, on the last video that I did last Friday, there was some buzzing on the audio. Now, I know those of you that have watched my videos for a while, there was a video I did recently about negative energies causing some interference, things like that. And I just want to say that I had gotten a new microphone for doing these audios, because even though literally out of thousands of views, I would get complaints once in a while about people not being able to hear my audio. And a lot of times it was on a mobile device. Sometimes it was a volume issue, but ultimately there were still some people that weren't able to hear it. So I was like, well, let me see if I can find a microphone that will work, that's long enough, because obviously my camera's up here and the cards are down here. And I know you guys like to see the spread, you like to see me shuffling, you like to see cards jumping. So I didn't want to change it to where, you guys were looking at me to do these readings. I wanted you guys still to be able to see the cards, but my camera's pretty far from where I am. So anyway, long story short, I got a new mic. And what's fascinating is that I test the mic prior to coming on the video. I test it because the first time I tested it and tried it, I had a buzzing. And I was like, okay, that's not accurate. I'm not going to use this mic. This is a bad mic. But then I rebooted my iPad, did a couple of recordings, and I was like, oh, just little test recordings, and totally fine, clear, zero interference. So before I did the video on Friday, I went to test it, clear. The 2 times I tested it right before, I'm like, it's clear both times. I'm like, all right, go time. And I do the video and the extended, and there is the buzzing, okay? That's not an accident. Because then I thought, well, maybe that's just a fluke. Maybe it's just whatever. Sure enough, I did a video on Saturday for a client that had booked a session a long time ago before I closed off to sessions. And the same thing happened, where I tested the mic twice before I started recording. Totally fine, very clear, no issues. The moment I start recording her 1-hour session, there's buzzing, okay? So I did a channeled healing session today earlier and got some guidance on it. And this is just something that we are all of us light workers are facing. Yes, it's Mercury retrograde, but this is actually an intentional sabotage of the negative energies, simply because they're wanting this to interfere. So my words to you is I don't know if right now, as I'm recording, if there's buzzing or not, because I can't tell until the video is over. But my channelings and the messages coming through have been so clear that it doesn't make sense to redo the audio. So if there is buzzing, the guidance is to not let that stop you all from listening to the audio. Yes, it's annoying. I totally get it. It drives me bonkers too, because I'm like, I don't want to hear this buzzing sound. However, if you are on this path and you are feeling encouraged by these videos and you are getting great guidance from this and they're feeling like they're tuning into your situation, please don't let something like that stop you from listening to the information, okay? Because that is the negative energies, ways of preventing you from staying strong at this time, okay? So just be aware of that. I'm not going to let it stop me. And I know it's been happening to my other light worker friends that are doing incredible work on YouTube. Are experiencing the same things, like multiple technical mishaps, you know, all of a sudden being cut off from platforms working to record audios that have been working for years with no glitches, and all of a sudden, boom, every single audio now has a glitch. That's not by accident, guys, okay? So this is just to bring awareness to it, and just to know, and just to realize that we have a choice in this situation. We have a choice to let that stop us from hearing something that may encourage us and keep us on our path, or we have the choice to click away. And you can totally do that. If it's so annoying, please, you know, obviously I'm not keeping you here. However, I think it's an important thing that they've brought me to bring this to light, because if we bring this to light, what's happening, it can't continue. Okay, they'll keep trying. But if we expose it and we bring it to light, it's not going to win in the long run, all right? So so that's my little spiel here. So let's see what's going on here for the collective. So first I'm going to pull from 4 different decks themes for each of the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine this week. Okay, so I'm going to pull first for the Divine Masculine from the Unicorn Oracle here. What is your theme for the masculine for this week? And we're getting support, asking for help, getting more rest, and nurturing yourself. So could be that there's just a need for the masculine to realize that he's not doing it all on his own. This is him making sure that he knows that he is supported by spirit, by forces larger than him. He's allowed to relax and rest, whereas things that would have gotten him weary before, because he was living in a third dimensional world, sorry, I'm just listening. I'm hearing a buzzing, but it's not the mic. It's my daughter cooking downstairs. She's using just using the blender. I'm like, what is that sound? So this is about the Divine Masculine understanding this week that he is supported. He may have been overdoing it here recently, because he's been having a lot of breakthroughs. He's on the edge. He's been in that energy of like a lot of mental thinking of how to approach his feminine. So he may just be in an energy where it's important for him to nurture himself. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull the cards for all of them, and then I'm going to talk about each. So let's see what the message is. What's one of the themes for the feminine this week? And we're getting freedom. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to just keep pulling the cards and then just get them on the table. I was thinking of shuffling and putting them on the table before I got on camera, but I know a lot of you guys like to see the shuffling, because there is a lot of activity with the cards sometimes, and that can really say a lot. So for the masculine here, we're getting support, we're getting building blocks. For the feminine, we're getting freedom and come to the edge. Beautiful. I'm going to use then, so this is the Wisdom of the Oracle. We're going to get the Moonology cards for each. First for the masculine. He's getting Hold Your Vision. For the feminine. You're very close to achieving your goal. then this is from the Crystal Angels deck. First for the masculine. Calcite. And lastly, for the feminine. Just getting topaz. Okay. All right. So guys, I also will be doing an extended reading. So that's going to be getting more in depth on what is up on tap for the union energies this week, and how each of the masculine and the feminine are relating to those union energies, and the guidance for the masculine and the feminine. So if this feels like it's resonating for you as you watch this, then just know there's going to be an extended available for those of you that want to go more in depth. But this is intended as a reading in and of itself here. So all right away, what I'm feeling here for the masculine is he's in a place where he's got a lot going on. He has, what I'm getting, the busy times and multitasking, and then asking for support. It feels like there's a lot of the masculines that are kind of hiding under the guise of being super busy, that they can't it's like their excuse not to face their not to face their fear, but it's like, you know how the masculine's been very much in the energy of, okay, I know I want to do this, ready, want to do this, and like, okay, just wait another day, wait, okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it today, and it's like, no, I could just wait till tomorrow. Like, they're just in this place of, they know they want to move forward, they know they want to act towards their feminine. They're trying to figure out the right approach, the best approach, because they know this is it. They know that they have to make things right with the feminine. They know that they have this shot to make up for the things that have happened in the past. And again, for each of you, this is going to be different, but it's like Spirit is saying very clearly that this is a time of making sure that he makes time in his schedule to deal with what matters. This is not a time for escapism into work and busyness, because you know what? The clock keeps ticking. The clock keeps ticking. It's like, you're always going to be busy. There's always going to be something that comes up. So this to me is not a deliberate thing as much as it's like, I was going to call her tonight, or I was going to text her tonight, but then all of a sudden I had this work thing come up and I have to do that first. So I just want to be in the right headspace. So this is what's coming up, because there's been these building blocks. The foundation has really been built for the relationship. And many of them have been very hard at work at their physical lives, in their careers, in their stability, to build the foundation for their relationship. But it's also saying, hold your vision. And I'm so sorry, I'm getting so distracted by, okay, I'm not going to allow it to distract me. See guys, this is real time what happens when you're on an awakened path, living from higher consciousness, doing your mission work, is there's going to be things that are going to try to distract you. And this is what's coming up for the masculine as well. So when they're saying ask for help, get more rest, nurture yourself, is they're saying, you know what? There's always going to be work. You're always going to be busy. This is a time for you to claim your truth. You've built a good foundation. You know where you're going. Don't let little things in the third dimensional world sidetrack you from your bigger vision. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. Like, don't let that sway you from your path. So for the feminines here, what we're getting is freedom, come to the edge, you're close to achieving your goal, and forgiveness heals. So what it feels like here is we're getting this message around the feminines being free from any past anger, any repressed anger, any sadness, any resentment. And they're asking, this week it's about coming to the edge of your comfort zone, Divine Feminine. So for some of you, this could be some sort of communication. But it doesn't feel like that's for many of you. It feels like that could certainly be a message for some of you. But come to the edge to me is like, oh, you know what? You're going to go onto the edge of where you've been before. And it's going to make you feel really free, because you can't feel free if you're staying in your comfort zone. Because you're very close to achieving your goal. So this is about, how much do you really want it, Divine Feminine? How much do you really want where you're going? How much do you really want this living from higher consciousness, this path, this love? And part of this, so the topaz is coming in, the forgiveness heals. It says, time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. So for some of you, this may be like coming against those things that you've been hiding, but they're really wanting you to be free of that. They're wanting you to be free of the things that you've maybe held trapped inside, because they're really kind of yucky. You don't like them. You didn't want, you're kind of, oh, I don't really need to deal with them. I'm fine. But maybe you really do need to deal with them. And part of getting close to achieving your goal is releasing yourself from these last few things. All right, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to get actually into what's going on. Which decks am I getting drawn to here? I'll go with the ones I've been using here recently. Well, I'm going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot for the masculine and the Wheel of the Year Tarot for the feminine. So I'm going to pull, and I'm not going to read reversals, although I am an intuitive reader, and sometimes if they're in reverse, I flip them over, and sometimes I don't. And it's always funny when I get a comment like, you only read, I got a comment on the last video, which actually cracked me up, because they were like, you only kept them reversed if they were negative. And I was like, okay, you obviously have not seen my other readings, because there's plenty of times where the negative cards get reversed up. So go ahead, you can click off if you don't like the way I read. It's totally fine. But again, I read the energies, and sometimes I go to flip it around and Spirit's like, cut that out. You're not flipping that. Okay, so let's see what's going on for the masculine this week in his outer world. So we have the Father of Cups, we have the World, and we have the Judgment card here. So, you know, he's at a point where he's being called to being called to the mat, because he feels things so, he's connected to his emotions this week. He's not showing them though, and this is about that ending. He's got to show his emotions. He's got to let them out. Yes, he's the king, the Father of Cups. He knows what to do, but this is also about letting those emotions be known, because we have the World and we have Judgment. This is a week of enlightenment in many ways. And where are things in your life working and not working? Where are you putting your energy? So what I'm feeling from this, in combination with the themes for the week, is it does feel like there's a message for the masculine of it's like a cleaning house week. Where in my life am I spinning my wheels? Am I leaving my energy to things that are just sucking my energy dry? And where do I want to be spending my time? Because with the Judgment card here, it's like, oh my gosh, this is not a good use of my time. And what he's doing is he's building the foundation for what is coming for the rest of his life. You know, it's like, because a lot of them have had their tower moments recently where they've had that breakthrough, the breakdown, the rebuilding of their foundation. And some of this is like, okay, this is the cleanup phase, right? A lot of it is like, okay, I know where I'm going. I know what I want. I'm going there. Now I got to clean up the shrapnel. I've got to clean up the damaged, the remnants of the past. It's not enough to just, know they're not right for me. I actually have to sweep them out of my life. I have to get rid of them. I have to outsource tasks that don't serve my highest good. I need to ask for help in certain areas. I don't need to do it all alone. And I don't need to be this busy. It's like he's clearing the deck is what they're saying. He's clearing the deck so that he can fully focus on approaching his feminine. Because until he clears the deck, he's always going to have that excuse of, oh, I'm too busy, there's things going on, oh, I can just do it tomorrow, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. And meanwhile, weeks go by, right? So let's see where he is in his inner world. Where's the divine masculine in his inner world this week? I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, whoa, and the Father of Pentacles, whoa. All right, people, this is clarity. This is a new start in the physical plane that aligns with his emotional body. You know, his outer world is the Father of Cups. All right, guys, look at this. Do you see this synchronicity here? Look, his outer world, we have the Father of Cups, and then we have the Ace of Cups in his inner world. This overflowing emotion, this new start of emotional intimacy, a brand new gift from the universe to move forward with a new love. And he's got the Father of Cups. And what else do we have in the inner world? The Ace of Pentacles and the Father of Pentacles. We've got mirroring here. This is pretty freaking amazing. Those of you guys that know the tarot, or the tarot, I pronounce it both ways, so. Holy crap. King and Ace of Cups, King and Ace of Pentacles. Are you kidding me? Out of 6 cards with the World and with Judgment? Guys, holy crap. This feels like, I mean, I know we just started Aries season, and the new year and the spring equinox was about things starting to move forward and releasing, and it's like, oh my gosh. And I'm just getting drawn to this row here. What I'm getting drawn to is this card. See how this is like the cross section of a tree? And there's all the rings of all the years of life, and this core is what is lit up. This is at the core of his being. This start in the physical plane, the new start in the physical plane. This is the origin of it all. The core. Everything else has layered on top of it. And so he's coming back into his core, and look at the leaves and the branches that are branching off of this, that come from this inner core. It's like he's touched to his inner core in the physical plane that has been opened by this Ace of Cups. Wow. All right. And the World card and Judgment, which is the completion of a journey, the beginning of a new one, an aligning of my life with where things have been, okay? Those just jumped out. We have the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords. This to me is a message of just the divine feminine this week, cutting out the bullshit, cutting out the spiritual bullshit, which there's a lot of it out there, guys. This is what I'm talking about. There's been a lot of people that are drawn to videos, to teachers, to guidance, and there's also a lot of bullshit out there. Even people that may have been aligned before may not be resonating anymore. So regardless, this lesson for all of you watching this, no matter who's saying it, no matter what video it is, if it doesn't resonate for you, if it makes you question things, if it makes you, it kind of gets that feeling in your stomach like, oh, that doesn't feel right to me, click off. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's me. It doesn't matter if it's anyone else that you followed for a long time. This is an important task here. Please listen to your own discernment. And your discernment is your emotional body, and as well as your heart and your own intuition. So this is about the divine feminine this week being on hyper vigilant alert about cutting out spiritual bullshit. This also could be, there could be some things coming to light about some spiritual organizations this week. I don't know. But this is part of what I was talking about with, you know, are you going to let some buzzing on a video stop you from the guidance that has been supporting you all along? And if it's still supporting you, but it's annoying to listen to it, which is going to matter more? you know? There are things that are beyond my control when I do these videos, and I do the best that I can, but, you know. So this is the question. This is what Spirit is calling you to the mat on, Divine Feminine, this week. What are you going to let stop you from your truth? So some of you guys may stop yourselves from the truth because of some buzzing. You're like, forget it. I'm going to listen to some other people. Okay, that's fine. But, oh, what just flipped over? Oh, here we go. The Three of Cups. Celebration. New birth. New birth of something very emotional. Yeah, connecting to that emotional body. Okay, so where is the Divine Feminine this week? The collective Divine Feminine with their outer world. There's the Four of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the King of Cups. So she's feeling his energy for sure. They're both getting the King of Cups in their outer world. You know, and the feminines could be in a place, an energy of being at this crossroads, kind of going in after some grief. Because the Four of Swords is about what comes after the heartbreak, what comes after the Three of Swords, the processing. It's like, I've got to process it. I'm just getting a lot of releasing energy for the feminines this week, which is, where have I been at a crossroads? Where have I been stuck? Where have I not been willing to see this? It does feel like it has something to do with clearing out some final last things around anger, repressed anger, resentment, something like that. Because she's got a lot of two mental cards here, and then she's got the King of Cups. So both of them this week may be not showing very much in their outer world. What they're really feeling inside. But she could be feeling a little conflicted about her masculine for some reason. Maybe this getting close to coming back together in a meaningful way is bringing up that remembrance of the past heartbreak or any past betrayal or anything like that. But let's see where she is in her heart space relating to her masculine. But definitely the mirroring here of, it's like his clarity is, now it's like the tables have turned a little bit. It's like he's so clear and she's all of a sudden a little bit in her mental space, right? Remember, Divine Feminines, this is important for you to stay clear as well, because he's getting these big energies with the major arcanas. Well, let's see what you get in your heart space. I'm not going to speak. Okay, whoa. So we're getting the Ten of Cups, the Chariot, and one more for the feminine, for the heart space, and the Four of Cups. So this feels like there's, I mean, definitely emotionally, we're getting, look at these emotional cards, the Chariot card, the alignment of the inner world and the outer world. The two aces over here, the Ten of Cups, the emotional fulfillment. The Four of Cups under the King of Cups. This is about, you know, feeling like she feels like time is passing and she's kind of missing out on living where she wants to live, which is in her emotional body, taking the opportunity that's here for her emotional happiness and stability. But definitely, regardless of what's happening here in her outer world, this could be that there are some decisions you may have to, this decision could be nothing about her masculine. This could be a decision about her life, her career. Where is she? Where is she going? Where has there been some need to make a decision? And is she like trying to hide from that decision, or is she ready to follow her heart? You know, maybe she's afraid to follow her heart. Again, this is the outer world. This is what's going on in the environment. But the inner world here with the Ten of Cups and the Chariot, along with the Four of Cups. You know, a lot of emotion in the heart space for sure. because she can feel her masculine coming towards her. I think this came out in the last reading for her too. He's bringing her this beautiful sunflower, which is joy and happiness. Because he's got the cup here. He's got the Ace of Pentacles here. So the emotions and the physical plane. Because the Ace of Pentacles can sometimes indicate someone who's bringing forth an engagement, like making an actual proposal of something tangible. It's like making it tangible because it's the Pentacles. It's an earth sign. It's like, it's an earth element, making it real instead of just being out in the ethers. All right, let's get a card here for what is shifting this week for the masculine. What's shifting this week for the masculine? Oh, this one wants to come out. And we're getting the 8 of Cups. He is finally moving away emotionally from anything that wasn't serving him anymore. That's what's ending here, this World card. Things that haven't been serving him. This certainly could be moving on from a previous relationship, but to me it more feels like he's done with the mediocre. He's ready for the bomb. He's ready for the big thing. He's ready for the Mac Daddy relationship and emotional connection that he's known has been there all along, but has never experienced. From the heart space, anyway. All right, let's see what to be on the lookout for, Divine Masculine. What should the masculine be on the lookout for, be aware of this week? And we're getting the 4 of Cups again. He should be on the lookout for an opportunity that the universe is going to bring to him. The universe is going to bring to him an opportunity that he's been waiting for, that he's been sensing. That's when a lot of the masculines have been in this energy where it's like, I'm just waiting for a sign of when it's the right time to make my approach. Like they're thinking about what to do exactly, but they're also waiting for that sign. Like I said in one of the previous videos where he was like waiting for the tap on the shoulder of like, honey, it's time to go to the hospital. It's time to go. You know, he's waiting for that sign. So masculines, be on the lookout for an opportunity that you might be missing here with your feminine. Or if you're feeling dissatisfied, what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to sit there and sulk, or are you going to actually do something? And this isn't saying sulking in a way of a negative thing. It's more about like, because you're in that transition between feeling powerless and then realizing that you have the ability to change it. Okay, so you're still on that precipice in that place. So why don't you give it a try? If you're feeling uncomfortable, you're feeling bored, you're feeling lack, like you're missing it, what will happen if you actually do something? Find this opportunity. Okay, so let's see what is shifting this week for the feminine. Oh my God, and we get the Lovers. All right, feminines. Relationship, significant partnership, shifting, decisions being made around love, decisions being made to prioritize love. What does this mean? Is this the type of love I want? Is this the type of love that I deserve? Is it aligning? So the Lovers is shifting this week for the feminine. Okay. So if some of you have been conflicted, you're going to be shifting this. You're going to be, some of you have been conflicted between 2 lovers or 2 options, that feels like you're going to get some clarity this week about that, okay? Which route to go. And it feels like you're going to go with the spiritual connection because this is the Lovers card. This isn't the 2 of Cups, which is more on the earthly plane, soulmate. This is the Lovers. This is the Mac Daddy Major Arcana. Why am I saying Mac Daddy? One of you guys must say that all the time because I've said it now at least twice in this reading and I don't normally say that. So that might be for one person listening. Okay. So let's see what is to be on the lookout for the feminine this week. Should the divine feminine be on the lookout for? The Eight of Swords. Be on the lookout for illusions. Be on the lookout for where you're holding yourself back, feeling powerless. Because you had the swords energy here in your outer world. So there's definitely a lot of mental things, a lot of thoughts, a lot of beliefs that are coming up right now this week that may be holding you back. Because in the heart space, we have Chariot. This is about things aligning and taking action. And this is about achievement in your inner world. And so in your inner world, you could be getting this clarity about how you want to move forward, what you want to do. So be on the lookout for where this mental trap, mental prison comes in that keeps you stuck and keeps you from your power. This is powerful in your inner world with the Chariot and the Ten of Cups. So this is about making some decisions this week that are going to make you emotionally fulfilled. Whether it's around your relationship, whether it's around your mission, whether it's around your work, whether it's around all of it. So be aware where illusions keep coming up. Come to the edge. Get free from these illusions. You're close to achieving your goal, Divine Feminine. So guys, that is, I'm interested to see what transpires this week. I'd love to hear from you guys. So if this has been resonating, or if you're interested to go more in depth, I am going to go over into the extended, and this is going to be where I'm going to go into more of the union themes. I'm going to pull cards from these same decks on the union themes. We're going to look at the primary energies, what's shifting, what's going on in the dynamic, how each of them are relating to the dynamic, and what's the guidance for both the feminine and the masculine about how to navigate this week. Okay? So some of this guidance has already started to come through, but I'm just going to go more in depth over in the extended reading. The link for that is down below. That is hosted on my website. All these extended readings, I have stopped using Vimeo a few months ago, so all of these extended readings are hosted on my website and delivered through my website. So the link to access that is down below. And do share how things are going this week. I'd love to hear, and I want to send you guys so much love. Until next time, bye.